How we doing, guys? Moose here, Season 2, Episode 21 of our West Ham United Career Mode. I just want to start things off here with a thank you to United States soccer team for a wonderful World Cup. I know I was at our bar by my house when we watched the game with a huge crowd of people. It was absolutely nuts going into extra time. Tough way to lose, but a heck of a lot of fun and a great ride along the way. So it's a great time. Can't wait to see how the World Cup turns out, obviously, but like I said, the U.S. had a great run, so really exciting to see what has going for the United States soccer team as we move forward. But in terms of the West Ham United soccer team, well, speaking of the United States, shame that they could not measure up to the ability of the FIFA 14 U.S. soccer team. Obviously, we won the World Cup with U.S. Just before this season, but we start things off here with an FA Cup game against Arsenal, and Karim Benzema with 14 goals in all competitions now. The Frenchman with a really nice finish there. A little bit of a shame of kind of a giveaway there from us after the first kind of block, but good finish from Benzema, simple play. Morrison with a nice little fake shot there to get around Severa. Plays it Andy Carroll. He goes for a volley, but it's well away from the goal. We then get a corner in the 32nd minute. Ball played in. It's eventually found its way out to Reading Morrison. He lays it off for Jarvis, who hits it first time. A nice low-driven shot, but a good save from Chesney to push it away. So Arsenal started off with a couple of chances there early, but we finally got our legs under us here. Danny Ings, he saw Chesney coming off his line, but he just didn't get enough on his chip, and it's just right into the hands of the Polish keeper. And Arsenal then on the counter, Lucas Podolski early in the second half with a good shot, but a save from our backup keeper, our cup goalkeeper, Stephen Henderson. Podolski then with another chance, and Henderson with a fantastic save, and he's able to corral the rebound to keep things at 1-0 as we look to make a comeback. Ravo with a nice little bit of roulette to get around Nacho Monreal, turns back inside, lays the ball for Trippier, who plays it into Andy Carroll. Chesney with the save. Jarvis lays it back for Carroll again, but it is cleared away. Another chance, then Jarvis linking up with Michael Bradley, plays into Reading Morrison, turns his defender, has a shot, and it's just wide of the goal. So we're trying to get it back into it here in the FA Cup. Arsenal win a free kick on a foul from, I think it was Michael Bradley on Giroud. They then play a quick free kick here, which doesn't really, we thought we were set up. They play the quick free kick to Cazorla. Cazorla with a ton of moves to get inside Collins, plays it to Podolski. And look at that, the weakest of finishes, but he gets it around Henderson, and that's going to be the dagger there as we are knocked out of the FA Cup in our first FA Cup game to Arsenal, which is really disappointing, which means we're not going to be winning any domestic cup silverware this year. Obviously, we won the Capital One Cup in Season 1. We got knocked out in the round of 16 by QPR, and we're knocked out in this, I think it's the third round proper is what we're in by Arsenal. So really disappointing there. But we did have a kind of a weak inside out there, and we weren't able to come through. But we now get into some more transfer business. Monaco coming in for Andy Carroll, and I decided because it was Monaco and I know how much money they have to counter for £50 million. If they go through it, that'd be fantastic. If not, we're keeping our best player. But Fabian Schär, we're in the hunt for a center back here. I think another strong center back would be a big upgrade over Collins as a backup and even over Tompkins. So we go out for Fabian Schär on a pre-contract to bring him in for next year. We also go out for this player that we had found through the Global Transfer Network. I remembered him. Sidney Sam, he's a right midfielder. He's fantastic. He would slot right into our first team, honestly. He would even be an upgrade over Jarvis, who's arguably one of our best players. But we decided to go in for a pre-contract. We didn't offer him what we wanted, or what he wanted, I should say, the $60K. We could only offer $50K in terms of what we had in the bank. But that said, I would love to bring him in. I think a wide midfielder would be huge with Downing, as you know, is going to retire at the end of the season. So we want a replacement for him and someone who's actually an upgrade, which is fantastic. Schär comes in on a pre-contract, so we're going to have him in the club next season, which is fantastic. Which means we could get rid of Collins next season as early as that if we want to. We then get a counteroffer from Sidney Sam for the $60K, but we're unable to do that at this time, so we'll have to wait for a little bit of an influx of funds. I put Diame in the transfer list potentially to do that. I know he's really unhappy with his play time. Would be potentially a move there. We also signed a youth player, Diego Gonzalez, from our youth scout from Spain, so hopefully he'll be a good player to come into the team. We get another transfer for Andy Carroll. PSG, so the big clubs really coming in for Andy Carroll here in January, but they're not offering any money. They're not coming in with any big offers, so I decided to counter for $30 million because they came in for $7.5. I'm not going to give up my best player for $7.5 million. It's absolutely ridiculous. So not going to give up Carroll on something weak like that, and PSG doesn't want to pay the $30 million that I had said was his release clause. So that's not going to happen. from PSG. So that would be the transfer dealings there. I'll say Shaw, big bit of business there, and potentially Sydney Sam on another pre-contract, which would be fantastic, a good upgrade for us over Downing in the coming season. But we come into a game here as we just played Everton. It's weird how the scheduling worked out. Man City and Everton, we're kind of playing them both twice in like 5 fixtures. But that said, we coming up against Everton. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. Obviously, the U.S. super keeper Tim Howard in goal. So we're going to have to try and break through that brick wall that he has there. What a performance by him. 16 saves against Belgium. Absolutely unbelievable. He deserved a better fate. But unfortunately, the U.S. lost. But we're going to try and break through against him here. Matt Jarvis gets a nice ball play outside. Nice little bit of skill with a feint and a step over. Plays into Andy Carroll, and what a save by Howard there. Absolutely fantastic save on the volley from Andy Carroll. But Everton come back the other way. Ball played into Gay. Comes in, has a shot, and it's a good save down low from Adrian. We then try and counter here the other way just right after. Jarvis with an absolute wonder ball to Andy Carroll. Good control to bring it down, but his right-footed shot goes well over the goal. Everton, though, with a good chance here. The ball cleared out only as far as Matip. What a tackle from Winston Reid, but it falls to McCarthy, and he slots it in the top corner. It's a shame that the ball went right to James McCarthy as Winston Reid with a crunching tackle there, but McCarthy with a really nice finish into the top corner. You can't take anything away from that goal. And Everton with a lead 1-0 at Goodison in stoppage time. This was a huge amount of stoppage time, I'll tell you, here in the first half. So many chances. Bradley plays the ball through to Matt Jarvis. Nice little 1-2. Plays in for Andy Carroll. He should have been scoring there. You can't say enough about getting a free header in the middle of the box. You got to at least put it on target, but he doesn't score. Yelovich then on the counter. Plays the ball to Ross Barkley. And how about that for a chip? The young Englishman with a fantastic finish. A guy who actually was on my short list, but Everton's not going to give up a player like him. Unless we come in with a ton of money, which we don't have right now. But what a finish from Barkley. Great chip over the top of the on-rushing Adrian to give Everton a 2-0 lead, which is really not good. But Joshua Gatt came on as a substitute with Dos Santos, I should say, actually. And Dos Santos with a shot. It hits Lacazette, and for the second time, and I don't want to say as many episodes, but when we played Liverpool, he actually scored a goal that Mignolet tried to clear, hit him in the chest, and went in the back of the net. Same type of goal here. Good, strong, low shot. Howard with a nice save, but unlucky for him. Lucky for us, it hits Lacazette and finds its way in the back of the net. So that's one goal we needed to get back in this game. Then a beautiful ball put over the top to Lacazette, and he smashes it into the top right-hand corner. And just like that, Lacazette with 2 goals in about a minute and a half of game time. I want to say like 20 seconds of my actual game time. And look at that for a finish. So we get things level at 2. That's fantastic. Lacazette then trying to create another chance. A beautiful run there. Gets around the right back, Seamus Coleman. He's got plenty of space. Uses his acceleration and his shot. Trying to hit that same top corner, but he's unable to score. 71st minute, then ball played into Gibson. Good volley from well outside, but Adrian comfortable in saving it. As Everton tried to pile on the pressure late in the game, Matip then with a chance. Good save from Adrian just to push it onto the post. Another chance here into Gibson, and his shot is blocked before we're able to clear things up. Eventually finds his way to Ross Barkley into Yelovich. Another good block as the ball is just ricocheting around, and we finally clear things up. Dos Santos then plays a nice little 1-2 with Alexander Lacazette. Plays it to the back post of Carroll, but his header is tamely saved by the American Tim Howard. And that would be how things would finish. So I'm happy with the 2 points, even though Everton is, I think, 14th in the table. To come back from a 2-0 deficit at a place like Goodison is fantastic. And it's clearly a deserved draw for both teams. Pretty even. Shots on target possession. So a really good performance all around. And the man of the match actually goes to Luke Shaw. You didn't see him a ton in the highlights, but very composed. And he's always a help getting forward. So a good game. So we decided to go onto the board and ask for £2 million. We stay with the same goals they wanted for us to play in a EuroLeague spot, which we're actually in 4th right now. So that should be something we're getting. And they come back and say, all right, that's fine. 1.56 million is what we'll give you, which is, it's almost 2 million. I'll take it. We're going to go for that request, and we're going to use that to then go in for Sydney Sam here as we get enough in our wage budget. We're going to give him the 60K once. We take away the bonus per goal because it really doesn't make a difference either way. So if he wants it, we'll give it to him. So we decided to give him 10% after he rejects that because he's a crucial player at Bayer Leverkusen. But we decided we'll give him the 10% goal bonus, and hopefully that'll be enough to push him over the edge and make him want to sign on a free for us to come into the squad next year. We then get an offer from Inter for Andy Carroll, so another big squad, but $30 million. That's it. Like I said, if they pay $30 million, they can have him. Spurs come in actually with the best offer that we've seen for him at $9.5 million. Not a chance. You're not going to Tottenham. Absolutely not. And Sidney Sam accepts finally that contract offer, so that's fantastic. We accept it, and here is where we get the huge question of this episode. Take a look at this. At the top of the screen, you'll see it says, new signing arriving. We've negotiated the signing of Sidney Sam. He's packed his bags and on his way. And what that means is, as we get a huge offer for Grenier, $18 million. This is the kind of big offer you expect in January for a player from PSG. But as much as I had talked about how I didn't like Grenier early on in this season, he's been unbelievable lately. And, really created some good chances. Once we played him in that cam position in the diamond midfield, he has just been unlocked as a whole new beast. So if they pay me £50 million, they can take him back to France. But otherwise, we want to keep Clement here. We're not trying to give him up after just half a season of football for West Ham. He's going to be West Ham through and through when we're done with him. So we're currently sitting in 5th, 2 points behind Newcastle and Manchester City, both on 43 points. So a win would be huge here to push us back up the table as we come out in that diamond. And like I said, with Sidney Sam, the question now is, he's actually in the club. I looked in the squad as soon as it said that. He's in the squad. He's been given squad number 30. And the question is, what should I do with him? We've brought him in for no money. So the question I have for you guys is, should I use him and basically act like the board gave us more money than they actually did and say that they gave us an influx of money in January, said go buy him. He's in the club. Just use him. Because I gave him a crucial player standing, so if we don't use that and he gets angry about it, will he want to leave? Which I don't want, obviously, as I just signed him and he's now in the club. So obviously I would be able to sell him for money, which would be a lot different than just getting him for free. So it would be like a profit-making thing, but that's not what I want to do. I want him in the club. So as Joshua Gatt here does well and wins, this is like the first penalty that I've actually won that wasn't a handball or something weird in the box. This was actually a fake shot from Joshua Gatt. He gets the defender to run into him, gets the contact, wins the penalty. So that's fantastic. Finally, was able to win a clear, fair penalty. And it allows Grenier, our best penalty taker on the team, to step up and take it. Like I said, he's been in excellent form. He takes it. It's a beautiful penalty right into the roof of the net. And we take a deserved 1-0 lead over Reading. As you can see, as I was talking through, all the highlights were just goal, goal, goal. Or not goal, 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 shot, 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 just all over the place. Carroll then plays a beautiful ball to Clement Grenier, who's gotten forward. He's showing off that he does have a little bit of pace. And how about that for a finish? That is an absolute laser beam into the left side of the net. Fantastic goal. And Grenier with 2 goals really showing off what he can do. But Luke Shaw then with the ball plays inside to Clement Grenier. Another wonderful ball to the top. Great control by Joshua Gatt. Fake shot. And the Gatt man. Again, what a finish. This guy just scores highlight reel goals. You can't explain it. He comes on as a sub, and take a look at that. Beautiful fake shot inside the defender. He makes some space, and then from 18 yards, you can't ask any more of that as a finish. Just look at it one more time. It's absolutely beautiful. The ball over Grenier, you can't take anything away from that. Beautiful, right to his feet. He's able to touch it well. Good fake shot to get around the defender. Just enough space for himself. And it's perfectly placed off the post and just inside the netting. So beautiful goal. Morrison, though, with a nice roulette. Great skill to get around the defender, Daff. Plays out to Luke Shaw, who loves getting forward. Whips it back to Andy Carroll. Look at this little back heel to Joshua Gatt. And a great save from McCarthy. We could have seen a second from the American. Bradley then got moved up to the cam position. Plays the ball for Danny Ings with a chance. Oh, and his chip goes awry yet again. But we win the 3 points. Fantastic for us with 2 goals from Clement Grenier, who's in sensational form, and a Joshua Gatt absolute cracker again. So beautiful. Look at it. It's 11 shots. They didn't have a single shot on target. We just absolutely dominated Reading. Completely deserved. And man of the match actually goes to Tompkins with Grenier, obviously your honorable mention, as well as Michael Bradley. So that's going to be the end of the episode, guys. Obviously, let me know what you think I should do with Sidney Sam. Should I use him? Should I just let him stay on the bench until next season? As we see, Grenier will be staying. So let me know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next episode. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and we will see you in episode 22. Bye-bye, guys.